This is Johanna Thomas talking health, fitness and a very special artificially intelligent exercise bike with Ratna Singh, the co-founder and CEO of CAR.O.L, Cardiovascular Optimization Logic. Ratna, welcome to the Way Forward show.
Thank you so much for having me, Joanna.
It's a pleasure. So yesterday I went to Harvey Nichols department store in Knightsbridge and met with Ratna to find out what all the hype is regarding an exercise bike that is said to revolutionize how we keep fit, yet not make us hot and sweaty. And this is called CAR.O.L. Okay, Ratna, come on, tell us all, what is CAR.O.L exactly and how did this genius invention come about?
The genius invention came about, and thank you for calling it that. As all inventions come about when there is an acute need and you feel it yourself. I cannot bear cardio exercise and couldn't pay me to go to the gym. And there's many people in the world like me, but that's not really how it came about exactly. I was doing a disease management program in Abu Dhabi a few years ago where diabetes is the second highest in the world, and I could not get people to exercise. And I was just racking my brain as to how am I going to, do this? How am I going to get people to exercise? And I stumbled upon the science of high intensity training, and I thought, okay, let's give it a go because it promises, short exercise and highly effective exercise. And I watched it on TV with Michael Mosley, and he was a diabetic, and he wasn't sweating when he was doing this exercise. And he came back 4 weeks later; he was no longer, a diabetic. And I just thought, wow, this is amazing. So I went and got myself a bike and started to do the intervals like he was doing on TV, and failed. And I thought, well, what am I doing wrong? Either I was sweating, or it was too hard, or I was dieting the whole thing down. So then I called the scientists who were on the TV program, Dr. Niels Vallard, and I asked him about the program and about what he does, and he said, yes, it is True HIIT that you see. You really can't do it on a regular exercise bike because the intensities that you need have to be extremely high, and also the way you reach that high power and the intensity, there is a protocol to it. And in the laboratories, they don't use regular exercise bikes. They're highly specialized machines, and you need an exercise physiologist standing next to you, setting the resistance and applying the program. And I saw these machines, and I saw the bikes, and I thought, wow, this is huge, it's ugly, it's clunky. No one's going to do this, in a home setting by themselves. So I thought, I'm going to have to make it.
I love it. Girl power.
Girl power, exactly. And so I thought, okay, how do I do this? And, lots and lots and lots of experimentation later, you have CAR.O.L. And we launched CAR.O.L last year, about September time. And we've been trying to see how people take to CAR.O.L, and it seems to be extremely popular. After they've tried it, of course, there is this incredible, oh my God, how the heck can that be working? And are you telling me that I've been, running all this time and that I've been doing it wrong? And I just go, yeah.
Totally.
and they kind of look at me as if I'm, selling snake oil. And it's a challenge, but it's a challenge I'm happy to take because I know how good this is and how beneficial it is for the population, and so I'll just keep at it.
Definitely, you must. I think it's one of those things, once you've tried it, you do become addicted. I mean, so basically we're trading time for intensity, and each program is targeted, right, to the individual sitting on the bike. I mean, you say that it's HIIT, but I mean, this is like new HIIT. This is MIPT, right? I mean, MIPT is being maximum intensity personalised training. I mean, it's perfect because that speaks to my PureJo language of bioindividuality, where all aspects of health and wellness need to be bespoke, tailored to each person's optimal health. I mean, they come from different things, different factors for each person. So you can't just say this exercise is going to get you thin, or this exercise is going to help you lose weight or keep fit, or any of that stuff. So CAR.O.L is tailor-made for the person, isn't it?
Absolutely, and you're exactly right, and I love how you call the exercise the new HIIT. You said that when you tried the bike, and I thought that was just brilliant. I'm going to steal that from you.
Take it, baby, take it, run with it.
Thank you. Exactly, so this is the laboratory brought to you, essentially, and think of Carol as the exercise physiologist who's standing there, putting the settings on and taking you through the protocol. Except Carol is not a human. It's using AI technology, and it's using machine learning to apply the resistance at exactly the right time, which is going to get you to your peak power within 5 seconds. And it is at that point that you trigger what's called rapid glycogen depletion, and you will be at the end of 20 seconds at absolute fatigue. And Joanna, I think we saw that yesterday, didn't we, when we did the ride?
Do you think, Ratna, do you think I was totally fatigued? Yes, I was completely. I have to tell you, everybody, it's extraordinary. So basically, I did a demo which contained 2 20-minute sprints around 20-second sprints around 3-minute recoveries. And oh my word, what a workout. I have to say, I was a little bit skeptical before I got on the bike. But once that tiger started chasing me, I was pedaling for my life. And those 20 seconds felt like minutes or hours. I was definitely out of breath. But I did have the 3 minutes then to recover. And I had to then sprint again as the tiger came back to chase me. And I was determined to beat my last score. There's some kind of like competitive urge there. And you want to do because you can see what you did before. And so you want to do better. And so I literally pushed myself so hard, but I could barely make the end of that 20-second sprint. And I felt like pathetic at that point. But then you have 3 minutes to recover again. And then I practically fell off the bike, didn't I? My legs were like jelly.
It was quite interesting. But you know, you were not pathetic. We would normally not put people on a full 20-second sprint straight away. It is a very different type of exercise for your body, as I'm sure you realize.
Very.
And it's something you just have not experienced before, and your body just usually will go, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah.
So if we put you on your exact resistance for 20 seconds, chances are you're going to come off feeling very dizzy and nauseous. Yeah. It's not dangerous. It's just that you have a very rapid drop in blood pressure and sugar, and your body just kind of goes, what had just happened? And it needs to figure out what's happened, and the best way it can do that is to make you feel nauseous so you can sit down while it figures it out and brings you back to what's called homeostasis.
Yes.
So we build everybody up. So your first 3 rides will be 10-second sprints.
Okay.
And you get used to Carol during that time and the whole protocol, because you saw that there is a second by second method to it.
Yeah.
And you're guided through the whole process, and you know, it's because it's second by second. You just can't afford to lose focus.
No, but you don't. You see, you become very competitive, and you're very focused, and you know, it's like it's incredible. But you've got 6 different workouts to choose from. Is that right?
6 different workouts to choose from, and you know, people graduate onto doing whatever they want to do. You didn't try the fat burn, Joanna, but next time
I will definitely find that.
Yeah. The endorphins out of that one are just so wild. You know, some people like 2 days are on a high. It's amazing.
Wow. Yeah, I have to say, I woke up this morning thinking, oh, I really want to get back on the bike and just go again to see if I can beat what I did yesterday. You know, so
I'm sure you did.
I mean, I'd try my best, that's for sure. But the goal basically seems to be with CAR.O.L that it plays with your nervous system. So you go from the parasympathetic rest and digest to the sympathetic fight and flight, and then you go back again, and you know, you switch in and out as you're pedaling for your life. You know, it's quite incredible how you can go in and out so quickly.
That's because that's how you were meant to be, right?
Yeah.
Caveman walked and looked for food and then had to suddenly run for his life. And that's how, from an evolutionary perspective, we are built. And people who go around jogging all the time, you know, imagine if Caveman did that. He just wouldn't have the energy to run away from the tiger,
and they're never going to get any food because they wouldn't be able to run after it.
Exactly.
So tough. So all right then. So let's go into a little bit more detail. So if I was to get on the bike this morning, the bike then tells me what I should be doing. Is that right? Or maybe I'm too tired to be on the bike, and it would tell me I'm too tired.
The too tired aspect is coming. We are beta testing right now. As you can imagine, we just need a huge amount of data to make sure that our algorithms are refined enough to go live. So I mean, it took tons of rides and tons of data and tons of number crunching for us to have what we have now. So, you know, we spent years in R&D. But there will be a time when you will go to Carol. You'll hold the handlebars, and she'll say you're too tired, or you're good to go.
Right.
Or you are really good to go today. Hit a new power score.
Yeah.
But what she does do now is when you log in, and you can do this anywhere because the whole system is cloud-based. Your personal settings will come down, and each time you ride, the setting is different. And the reason it's different is because based on your previous performance, Carol will adjust the resistance, and she can do that in minimal, in decimal points basically, because there's no knobs, as you saw, for us to turn or for you to turn.
Yeah, true.
It all happens using software. So if, for example, you are getting fitter, you've hit a new power score, you've got, a higher total power, your rate of fatigue is not as high as she'd like it to be, then she'll increase resistance. Because what we want, and this is really important to understand, is we want rapid glycogen depletion. Mm-hmm. And that only happens when you hit your peak power within the first 10 seconds of the sprint, from then onwards you start to lose power, because you cannot sustain a peak power for longer than that split second, as you saw yesterday, Joanna. You couldn't have carried on at that level for more than that split second. So that's and Carol is measuring all of that. What is your peak power? How did it compare to your previous history? And adjusting your settings every time you get on the bike. And by the way, it goes up or down or doesn't change. So if you are, where we want you to be, then there'll be no change. Or if you're struggling, which sometimes I've done, she'll bring it down. So it's always adaptive. Like you said earlier, it needs to be tailored to you and your physiology.
It's so clever, honestly. It's remarkable what you've created, I have to say. But also the cool down and the recovery post-workout is quite important, isn't it? Explain what you do there.
Yeah, so the recovery in between the two sprints is really important, because it is designed to, get a little bit more sugar back into your thighs, but more so you can have a good second sprint. So we want you to be at walking pace, and you saw there's lots of guidance for you, both from the audio and on screen. And so you do that 3-minute recovery, and then the 3-minute cool down is really important, because, as I said before, the blood pressure drops quite significantly, and you want to bring that back up so that when you get off the bike, you feel amazing.
Yeah, I didn't think that 3 minutes would be enough, but it is actually just the right amount of time for you to, that first minute you're recovering, and then the minute in between, you're like, oh, okay, then you're like, okay, I'm ready to go again. Come on, bring it on. It's
yeah, and also, remember, the scientists have tested every single piece of that protocol. So, for example, at the end, the recovery should be at a certain RPM, which is what you get guided to be. So, hopefully, by the time you come out, you're fine, you're good, you're happy.
Yes, I was very happy. A bit like jelly. I was a happy jelly Joe. So, how many times a week?
You did very well.
Thank you. You're being a bit sweet there. How many times a week are we recommended to use Carol for the maximum benefits?
3 times a week is all you need. Apparently, and I'm not going to say any more, but the researchers have done more studies to see are 2 rides enough? Maybe that's enough. But at the moment, because that second research hasn't been published, we are telling everybody it's 3 times a week. And you can combine that. We've got, like you say, different protocols, so you can, based on your goals, choose whatever you want to use.
Yeah, so doing 2 a day wouldn't make any difference, basically. It's not necessary.
No, absolutely not. No difference. It's about the repeated stimulus of rapid glycogen depletion. Okay. You need to give your body time to refuel. Otherwise, what's it going to deplete? It's just not efficient. No. And sometimes our scientists say that if you overdo it, you can almost reverse the effects. So it's a discipline to not do more than 3 times a week. And frankly, because it is intense, as you know, 3 times a week is plenty.
But I can see some people would become addicted to that euphoric feeling afterwards,
Oh, yeah.
So you'd be like, they'd have to try and get you. But that's what I think it's for your cardio, isn't it? Let's get that right. You can still go off and do weights and do yoga and all that kind of stuff, but this is your cardio.
Go Tiger.
100%. So for your health and for all your health markers like sugar, insulin, cholesterol, triglycerides, which obviously is highly linked to your risk levels of getting ill later on in life. Or for all of those things, this is better than 30 minutes of jogging every day, and that's been independently proven by the American Council on Exercise. The research is available on our website, and it's a randomized controlled trial. I had nothing to do with it. So that we know is much better than the government guidelines.
Wow.
So from a health perspective, there you go, right?
Yeah.
In terms of stretching and in terms of building up some upper body strength, I would say some light, resistance training would be great, or heavy resistance training, and certainly yoga, because yoga is just such a fantastic thing anyway.
Yeah, flexibility I think is very important, especially as we get older. We all need to stay flexible, and yoga's great for that, or Pilates, or whatever you do.
And balance and stretching, it's vital. And I think, as you were saying yesterday, yoga isn't just physical; it's a union of mind and body. So if people do that, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, Carol is extraordinary, and I think I'm hooked. What an unusual way, but fabulous way to keep fit. It's perfect for people with like the busy bee lives, or people who are maybe just a bit lazy, and I mean, we can all do just like those 8 minutes or whatever it is. I love the fact that I didn't sweat, but I did feel like, wow, I had just been chased by a tiger.
You were.
Yes, exactly, I was. So now, tell us all about your what's going on in Harvey Nichols specifically, and what if a customer comes along to Harvey Nichols, they want to give it a go. How does it work?
Yes, of course, I'll tell you that. But may I just say one thing just before? You said that's for people who are a bit lazy. It's not about laziness. Some people just don't like it, and I just don't like it. Now, I'm not lazy. I just hate it. It's just boring.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to spend 3 hours or 2 hours or an hour to get any effect, and it's like, who has that time? I run a startup. I don't have the time, but I have 10 minutes. And that's who we are aiming at. We are aiming at people who want a more efficient way to exercise, and we're also aiming at people who want to optimize what they're already doing. Because believe it or not, I can absolutely guarantee whatever it is that you're doing, CAR.O.L will make you better, because your body will adapt to what you give or what you ask of it, and CAR.O.L will ask for your absolute maximum. You have to give it your maximum. So that's what even very accomplished athletes will improve.
Yeah.
So what are we doing at Harvey Nichols? Well, Harvey Nichols is a heck of a store where if anyone's going to experiment, it's those guys. Because you don't sweat, and they want to create an experience in the new beauty emporium. They have gotten us there, and we are opening up CAR.O.Ls. We've got 4 of them in there at the moment, and people can buy a package of 8 weeks for rides. They can come 3 times a week. They also get a full 3D body scan, which you had, Joanna.
Yes. That's phenomenal. That is. Wow. Looking at the results, I was literally seeing my body in 3D. I'm like, oh, gosh.
And what's really great is that you can see the before and after, and you can literally see a line of the changes between your body before and after, which is quite interesting.
That's very addictive, yes.
And then we have these technology-assisted meditation glasses for people. It's about 10 minutes or 15, 20, as long as you have. You sit down on the recliner chairs, put these glasses on and headphones, and using light and sound therapy, we try to get you to a meditative state very, very quickly, so that you are in and out with a mind and body workout within, 20 minutes.
Yeah,
no sweat.
20 minutes, yeah, lovely. You could even do it in a Jimmy Choo's, couldn't you?
Absolutely, and there's on the 3rd floor a lovely selection.
Exactly. And I did ask you yesterday, I don't know if you managed to find out, can you use CAR.O.L if you're pregnant?
Oh, I have not found out,
Okay.
but when you do register, and there is something called PureJo, you have to fill out your physical activity readiness questionnaire, and are you pregnant is one of those.
Right.
And we don't let people on if they're pregnant, so I'm sorry, Joanna.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And how long will the bike be available in Harvey Nichols? Is this a foreseeable future?
Yeah, we're permanently there. So if people want to just come and experience the whole thing, including a full 3D body scan, it's free. They can come and do the whole process and see how they like it, and then come back or buy the bike as they wish.
Lovely. And you also have a great collaboration with YoSushi on the 5th floor for a healthy menu.
So
tell us.
Yeah, you saw that because, most people who come to Harvey Nichols want to lose weight on the bikes. And we know that diet and exercise have to work together to make you lose weight. And we see that if you combine intermittent fasting with CAR.O.L, your weight loss is almost a vertical line. It's very, very good, very rapid, very effective. Mm-hmm. But you say that to people, and we do not control what people eat. And I know, because I've seen it in corporations, that they'll cheat, they'll compensate. And I do it myself too. Like, I've done a ride, I can have that cheesecake. No. Not if you're trying to lose weight, right?
Yeah.
And so what we've done is, because they've got this fabulous fifth floor with, all kinds of lovely food offerings, we have worked with YoSushi to create 500, 600, 800, and 1,000 calorie meals. Amazing. And depending on your goals, let's say you're doing 5-2, and you can do your ride, you can pick up your 600 calorie meal pack for the next day if you're fasting, and leave. So we just make it really easy for you to reach your goals.
Yeah, that's great. That's so good, because a lot of people will find that very beneficial. Don't eat it before, but eat it afterwards.
Exactly. Or it's part of that day's plan. So for me, exactly. I would do a ride on Monday. Tuesday, I'll do the 600 calorie meal plan, just 600 calories. Wednesday, I'll do a ride. Thursday, I'll do the meal plan. Friday, I'll do a ride and eat what the hell I want on Friday, Saturday and Sunday.
Lovely. I love it. Well, congratulations. It's awesome. Now, please tell us your social media sites, websites, so that people can support, follow, find out more details, etc.
Sure. It's CAR.O.L Fit AI.
CAR.O.L Fit AI, okay,
.com. Right. And it's #CAR.O.L Fit AI or #CAR.O.L Fit AI across all social media.
Lovely. And finally, what's the future for CAR.O.L?
Oh my God. I have a vision where we want CAR.O.L literally anywhere and everywhere people congregate. Inactivity is killing the world, as you know, right?
Yeah, definitely.
The NHS spends £1 million an hour on diabetes-related complications, and it can be significantly reduced through lifestyle changes.
Sitting is the new smoking, basically.
Yeah.
It's killing us, yeah.
Exactly. So I would like CAR.O.L everywhere, because as long as you have an account, you can log in anywhere and get a bespoke workout. So imagine it's on tube stations, imagine it's on railway stations, or in airports.
And hotels around the world. So I've got my bike at home, I could go to a hotel and I could continue my same workout. I would love that. That would be amazing.
Exactly. So the Six Senses Spa have CAR.O.L's, and guess what? I'm booking myself a Christmas there because there's a CAR.O.L there.
For sure. Me too.
Come. It's fun.
Yeah,
fun.
Lovely.
So that's my vision, because we feel like 80% of the population have almost been ignored by the fitness industry, because the fitness industry keeps trying to either make their system, their equipment look cooler, bigger screen, and they'll put more content on your screen. But at the end of the day, you still have to put in the hours, It's not a step change. We need to create a step change, and I think that's what CAR.O.L is. And I humbly hope that it benefits the world.
Definitely. Well, congratulations to you, Ratna, and I will help you as much as I can to get the word out and to get as many places set up with CAR.O.L's as possible.
Well, you're the best, Joanna, and you're so good at all your dietary advice as well. Yesterday, I was absolutely fascinated.
Oh, bless you. Thank you, Ratna. Well, I look forward to working with you and speaking to you again. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Care. This is Johanna Thomas, your resident holistic nutritionist for The Way Forward.